my audience ready? All right. In 1964, 77% of Americans said they trusted the government to do the right thing, but less than 20% now. In close to 50 years, this is an insane drop. Why would it drop this much? I'm here today to talk about how and why. I'm just gonna be talking about how patriotism has changed since the start of America, the origins, like 1776, and then how it started to sway in the mid-1900s, and then the government today and how people feel about that. By the end of my speech, I hope you guys feel a lot more informed about, not whether or not you trust the government, but how people feel. This matters because, we're all citizens of America, and we're all growing up and gonna be adults soon, so politics and government obviously matter to everyone. I'm Seth Davis. Let's get into it. Like I said, first I'm gonna be starting off with the origins of the government, talking about how they first wanted us to be loyal and true Americans, and then the second about the preamble. Okay. So obviously, since the start of the government, the founding fathers have wanted us to be united, and we're called the United States of America, and there's a reason for that because we came together and they wanted us to stick together, but that's not the case anymore. According to Jonathan Hanson in his 2010 book, to be patriotic means to pledge uncritical loyalty to the U.S. government and military in wartime. Such patriotism bears little relation to governance, and after all, is out of date in an era in which local and national developments have global repercussions. So that basically quote just basically stands for how it's changed over time, and how at the beginning of the country, obviously everyone wanted us to be united, but over time through wars and everything that I'll be talking about a little bit in the future, have affected that and may change people's thinking about it. Secondly, I'm going to be talking about the preamble. We the People is one of the most popular documents in history. It makes Americans feel like we are included in the government and that we matter, because a lot of other countries, they don't have as much freedom as the people, and we the people, I've been hearing it since elementary school, so I think it matters, and almost every American knows it. According to an article published in the city of Grand Junction, Colorado, these ideals recall our uniquely American goals of justice for all, no matter our backgrounds or beliefs. That kind of sums it up. I feel like when the founding fathers were writing this, they wanted to make the citizens feel included, and I think an important word choice is "we," because when someone says "we," it makes you feel included. It's almost like the government is like a big brother to the people, and I think that's how they wanted to make the people feel. All right, next I'll be moving on to mid-1900s, where kind of everything started to derail and people started to trust the government less than they first wanted to. I'll be covering the Watergate scandal, and then the Vietnam War, and the Pentagon Papers getting leaked. Obviously, most people know about the Watergate scandal, and when a president is like almost being impeached, and when he resigns, it's a big deal, and if it's a scandal with the president, the leader of our country, it's kind of a problem. And so that kind of swayed people's trust. That was like one of the first things in America that made people feel like that. And that's obviously a big problem. In an article by Carlin Bowman and Carl Ladd, published in American Enterprise, they show stats of people answering questions about the scandal, like, do you feel that the White House has been frank and honest about the Watergate scandal, or feel that they have withheld information? And only 9% of people at the time answered that the White House was being truthful. I mean, I feel like as a country, if you are, if you, if you are not trusted by the people, then that's a big problem. So that just like shows that. Next, I'll be talking about the Pentagon Papers being leaked and during the Vietnam War time. I mean, obviously, as a country, going through any war is hard, and no one likes it. Everyone's scared. Everyone doesn't really know what's going on. But especially during this time, people started to trust the government less, as you see in this graph. Right here's Nixon. He started right here and it ended up here, so that's a big drop, obviously. But the Pentagon Papers were leaked by a guy named Daniel Ellsberg, and basically it was just showing that presidents have lied to the people, past presidents before, and obviously that could break trust. I mean, lying to anyone is never gonna fix trust, so that made it worse. All right, I'll be talking about current day now. I'll be talking about how people nowadays think their government is up to no good and they trust them less than ever, and then the political parties and how that affects the people's trust. First, I mean, obviously, over time it has built up like the distrust in the government ever since the Pentagon Papers and Vietnam War and everything. There's just been other things adding up, and today it's the distrust is obviously, this is showing between Republican and Democrat, it's lower than ever, and that's kind of a problem. According to Tamina Tani and Chowdhury Al-Hussein, in a writing about the trust in government, they say polls of the Pew Research Center points out that the remarkable number of citizens had trust more than 70% in 1964, knocked off at only 19% within half a century in the US. I mean, obviously this massive drop, like I said in the beginning, it's obviously something's wrong and the people have lost trust, and that's just, you never want that as a government. Secondly, I'll be talking about the political parties and how that splits the people up. In James Campbell's book, Polarized in 2018, he says, some are to the left, some to the right, and them together outweigh those in the middle. America is a politically divided nation and has become more so over time. I mean, when half the country disagrees strongly with the other half, it creates a lot of problems, and today I feel like there's more problems between the two political parties than there ever has been, and that's kind of shown throughout the statistics. So yeah, that's another problem. All right, now that I've shared with you, how the government and citizen relationship has changed over time, I hope that you guys are able to, keep that in mind when you're growing up, and whether you trust the government or not, treat everyone else's, like the political parties, if they're a different political mindset than you, treat them with respect. To wrap it up, back to my hook. I mean, obviously, I just showed you guys all statistics and everything that led to the government being less trusted over time. And yeah, that's it. Oh wait, I talked about the origins of the government, the mid-1900s, and then the current day, and how that's all changed over time. Thank you.